Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I just had the worst session of my life. I show up to the park and there's these two autistic kids, and they just ask me question after question after question. And it made me think of you guys. But seriously, no, they were good kids, but Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, so I asked you guys to give me some questions, and now I'm going to answer them. So let's get into it. Let me see. Do skate shoes actually matter? And if so, what would you recommend and not recommend? Okay, so yeah, skate shoes do matter. For the flick they give you, for how much they grip the board, the durability. If you jump downstairs, you should probably skate a cup sole. Skate shoes absolutely matter, but the shoe I always recommend are the half cabs. I blew out my laces. I'm skating with one lace right now, and it's still snug on my foot. And I feel that there's no decrease in performance. It's just an all-around functional, reliable skate shoe. The downsides to the half cabs are that the vulcanized sole wears away pretty fast on the balls of your feet, and they can get pretty frumpy and blown out looking. Let's not pretend this looks cool. This looks horrible. I should probably relace these at the very least, but I'm lazy. That Louis Lopez shoe, even though it was frankly a painful shoe to skate, looks sick even when it's scuffed up. The half cabs end up looking like a Snooki slipper. But it's still the best Vans shoe there is, in my opinion. It's the best vulcanized shoe, anyway. The other shoe I highly recommend are the Adidas Boostnet Pro. It's a pretty ugly shoe. The inclined heel makes me rage. But it's the most functional cup sole there is, especially if you're used to skating Volk. If you're like going to jump down anything that's a modest set of stairs, you should probably skate some cup soles. So yeah, in my opinion, for a functional skate shoe, those two really can't be beat in their class. Now, obviously, if you're skating a shoe for the aesthetics, you wouldn't be watching a review for it. You just skate what looks good. But to answer your second question, what would you avoid? I would avoid skating cheaply made shoes. If you think you're saving money, you have to take into account what it's doing to your health and if the material is going to wear away twice as fast. I used to buy these $30 skate shoes thinking I was getting a good deal, but they would be completely destroyed after a week. And so I ended up buying 3 pair a month when I could have just bought a proper pair of shoes. Being honest, how old is probably too old to skate and do it well? I honestly feel that's a highly subjective question. There are many ways people ride their skateboard. For example, this is Dal of the Osaka Daggers. I love this dude so much. I think this is very sick. It's cool to me. They're not the most technically impressive tricks, of course not, but I think whatever he's doing it well. It looks fun. And I mean, there's a ton of older dudes who, in my opinion, skate well. To me, if you can ride up a curb and like push at full speed, then you're skating well enough. I mean, what more do you want? But maybe you mean good enough to be sponsored by a major brand or something. I feel that if you have to even ask that question with those kind of goals in mind, it's far too late for you. Like, how old is too old? If you're over 16, sincerely. If you found yourself on this godforsaken channel, I regret to inform you, you're never gonna make it. You're stuck here in hell with me. But for that reason, you should truly only skate within your own definition of doing it well. And doing it well is a byproduct of how often you do it. How often are you skating rails? How often are you skating gaps? In my personal opinion, and some may disagree, but you don't have to skate rails or gaps to skate well. You know, taking age into consideration, that particular kind of skateboarding has a shelf life in your skate career. There will come a time when the energy it takes for a trick and the recovery it takes for a trick is far greater than the yield of the session, and so you simply opt not to do it in favor of what gives you a more worthwhile session. A 10-minute session skating stairs could be worth 40 minutes skating ledges, which could be worth an hour of flatland, which could be worth 80 minutes of transition. You know, at the end of the day, it's up to you to get what you want out of skateboarding. Skateboarding doesn't have to be that stuntman activity you think it is. Worst wipeout you've seen. I recently saw a guy smack his head on the ground and have a seizure. That was pretty traumatic. Okay, worst injury. The worst injury I ever had was I shattered my ankle kickflipping a tin stair. My flicking has never been the same. Speed or figure? Figure, obviously. What would Brian Boitano do? How many straight up posers have you met over the years, if any? I see it far less often these days because skateboarding isn't as cool or trendy as it used to be, and thus there isn't this crowd of kids trying to leech onto it in a desperate attempt to fit in. But yeah, posers used to be pretty common. Everyone has had their phase where they bought a skateboard from Zoomies, bought some skate shoes, watched a skate video, can name out a bunch of tricks and pros, but it's actually rare that they have an answer to what trick are you battling, what line are you working on, how was your last session, are you filming anything? Because they don't actually skate, and so they don't have the answers. And that's not getting into what it's like to be street skating at 2 a.m., dodging security guards and being attacked by crack whores, or even just filming a video with the homies. But that's like getting into a different esoteric, arbitrary layer of what poser even is. I don't particularly even like the term because you could say I'm a poser for never making it to LA or something. But yeah, there's really no reason to be a poser these days since skateboarding isn't really that special anymore. No, I take that back. There's probably a horde of posers on the west and east coast trying to emulate whatever style is happening over there, which I can only assume is skating like a Filipino prostitute, since that seems to be what the core is doing these days. In which case, by that definition, hot take, you can be really good at skateboarding and still end up being a poser. It's just a stupid ass term like kook that people use when they fail the vibe check. Mikey Alfred is a poser. I would love to put him in torture cuffs and play with his skin. Best trucks and bearings, yo. These days I skate Thunders, but I grew up skating Indies. Indies are indestructible. I've broken Thunders in the past, so probably Indy, but give both a try. And Bones China Reds are the only bearings I skate. Is skating cathartic for you, or do you honestly detest it to the point of insanity? I legit can't tell. Yeah, it makes me want to swing hammers at Nancy Pelosi's head. But no, it's a very cathartic thing for me. Andy Anderson really put it best. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, when you ride a skateboard, it puts you in the present. You can't be thinking about the regrets of the past or the stress and anxiety of the future. Because it's a relatively dangerous activity, it forces you to live in the present, since you are actively in a state of balance to avoid danger. It's similar to mindful meditation, but I could never get into meditation. I have like ADD and too many racing thoughts about murder, but skateboarding really does force you to get out of your own head sometimes. It's an excellent de-stressor. I think it's good for your mental health unironically. Any physical activity really, but skateboarding is really demanding of mindful attention. It's not like lifting weights where you can zone out, and I think it offers a lot of relief when you're stressed out on something. Can you shred for real though? Can the flipster spaz out on a skateboard? I spaz out anytime I step on a board, but can I shred? I wouldn't call what I do these days is shredding, no. I go through boards often, and somebody at the park did tell me I shred. So, again, it's one of those subjective things. I skate like once a week if I'm lucky, so it's whatever. I'm not here to impress you motherfuckers. How do you prevent injury to your knees and ankles? Do you have any stretches you do beforehand to minimize risk, or do you just send it? This is going to be one of those don't do what I do what I say do kind of answers. I never stretch. I just pump around the ramps a bit, slowly work my way into stuff. If I happen to feel like sending it, I'll send it. I skate whatever I'm compelled to skate because I'm kind of used to knowing how I skate. Certainly don't send it until you have your legs underneath you. If you feel like you have to stretch, you should probably stretch. To minimize the risk of injury to your knees and ankles, keep your skate shoes fresh. You will skate them to a point where they're more thin than you realize, and that's when it will start to cause you these aches in your knees. But besides that, if you're talking about slamming, you're really just left to your own skills and how controlled you are with bells. It's extremely rare that I ever hit my knee, but when I do, it's usually because the board popped into it or something. Usually, if you slam on your knee or roll your ankle, something catastrophically wrong happened with the trick. Skate within your limits. If you can't roll down the bank, why are you dropping in? There's some crazy ass people out there that try to cheat their abilities. Like the kid who can barely kickflip the curb, but he's trying to send it over a rail or something. Just don't bother until you've got the fundamentals. I saw your comment on one of Tony Gale's trick tips a while ago. Any freestyle moves? Ooh, that's a deep cut. Yeah, shout out to Tony Gale for making a great resource of freestyle trick tips. Yeah, every now and then I'll throw out an airwalk, a finger flip, rail stand, rail flip. I'm always derping around doing end-overs into banks, but I truly can't say any of the stuff I do is freestyle. I've never skated a freestyle deck or thought out any freestyle routine or anything like that. Most of those tricks are even silly to attempt on wider boards. And I've been skating transition more, so I'm kind of leaning the opposite way of freestyle these days. But I still think it's sick. Put it this way, if all I had to skate were parking garages, I'd probably be a freestyle skater. Thoughts on Force 58s? Might as well be skating a dunk. No, I don't fuck with Nike, but those actually look like some sick shoes. Oh, this is a good comment right here. Yes. I know you're a big fan of the Tony Hawk games and IRL skating, but what came first? Did you learn to skate then pick up some video games about it? Or did you play Tony Hawk and that got you into skate? When I was a kid, I was watching Pokemon. And there was this skateboard trick tip segment that they'd air for the Kids WB as part of their commercial bumpers. That was legit probably the first thing that truly inspired me to even try skateboarding. God, I need to look that up real quick.
May was made for ripping on the Kids WB Extreme Sports Thrash Fest. All month long, it's the best extreme athletes teaching you the most insane moves. Step by gravity-defying step. Skateboarding, aggressive inline skating, snowboarding, and this weekend, street riding with Schwinn Pro rider Joey Garcia.
Okay, here's how to do a no-footer. Vanessa, always gear up.
Catch the Kids WB Extreme Sports Thrash Fest.
But I didn't go completely cuckoo bananas for it until the Rodney Mullen 411 video and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. So yes, I would say the Tony Hawk games truly inspired me to try skateboarding. Favorite brand of wheels? Spitfire Formula 4 Classics 101A. They do flat spot. I have a flat spot now, in fact. But I think they have a better grip than Bones while still offering a more controlled slide. What are some tips about not being so stiff when performing tricks? If you're not doing the trick often enough to understand on a subconscious level the range of motions you have to play with, little twinges of fear can creep in and cause you to feel stiff. Similarly, if you just don't have the balance for the trick, you're going to be moving in inches and not centimeters. It's similar to playing an instrument. If you don't have the dexterity for it, when you try to move one finger, you might end up moving 3 without realizing it. It's mostly a mental game of allowing yourself to do what you know you're capable of, and you kind of only get that through brute force experience. But I will also add that health is also an important factor. Stay hydrated, drink water. I really hate to keep harping on shoes, but if you have bad shoes, that will expand throughout your body, causing you to ache. And if you're aching, you're going to feel stiff no matter what you do. How about this? Here's a flip tip. Take some opioids, take a muscle relaxer, down a beer, and drop in on the 12-footer. You'll thank me later. How expensive can skateboarding get? It's pretty expensive. The deck I have now is completely toasted. My wheels have flat spots in them and my shoes are blown out, so I'm looking to drop like $120 for new gear. If I buy the products on sale, that is. I go through a new board and shoes like every month and new wheels every 3 months, so it adds up. And of course, God forbid you injure yourself. You want to know how expensive skateboarding can get? Try being out of a job because you can barely walk. Yeah, skateboarding is fucking stupid. Don't do it. Trying so hard to just skate, like just stand and skate. I wonder if I'm really bad or just missing something to make it steady for a beginner. Rome wasn't built in a day, my friend. There's nothing missing to make you steady other than your legs. Keep your knees bent to minimize the risk of falling and take it as slow as you can. If you want to, you can hold on to a fence, but you're doing yourself a disservice if you do. That's not going to help you gain riding balance. It's just there's nothing to it but to do it. Hardest trick I can pull off. These days I try to keep it as basic as possible. I'm lucky to get a big flip on a good day. I just don't fucking care. Okay. What do you think of the current state of graphic design in skateboarding at the moment? It's been a massive departure from the Clivers and McKees of the 90s. Do you enjoy the more minimal and simplistic styles brands like Frog and Crooked are using, or is it a bit childish in your opinion? If you're on this channel thinking I'm going to critique anything as being too childish, you should know better. I'm not trying to throw stones in the glass house that is my brain, but I will say, having gotten into skateboarding as a kid, I was always attracted to those more flat and cartoony designs, like World Industries, Wet Willie, The Blind Reaper. And Blind was started by Mark Gonzalez too, and if you actually look at the same year that those Mark McKee boards were issued, you'd straight up see Looney Tunes graphics right with them. So this cartoony, simplistic look is less of a departure and more of a constant, probably to get kids to buy skateboards. Except Frog and Crooked are doing it on a much more sophisticated and intelligent level. They're not just slapping a cartoon mascot on their boards in hopes of catching the eyes of some kid window shopping at Zoomies. Rather, in the case of Frog, it resists commodification through its aesthetics. They're using plain typeface with a collage of scribbled animals and a random stock photo that decouples cultural components of the object. It aggressively challenges the dominant notions of both beauty and quality. And moreover, just from a personal perspective, I think having grown up with those kind of childish graphics on my board, I'm naturally more attracted to this kind of art because I associate it more with skateboarding. Rather, what if I got into skateboarding as a metalhead teenager? I'd probably think the cartoony designs were lame and wanted more of this kind of stuff on my board. But yeah, Frog and Crooked, I couldn't fuck with them harder if I tried. I love this stuff. This speaks to me on a level I can't even describe. It's perfect. Oh my god, this weekend board goes fucking hard. Anyways, this shit fucking sucks though. Ew. Okay, is this video still going? Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Oh god. Jesus. Flippy has a foot fetish. Damn, man. It's fucked up. I came out of the gate swinging with that one, didn't I? I hate to shatter any illusions, but no. Feet kind of make me recoil. I feel like I'm somehow lame for that. Like, that's not cool. But that's disgusting, bro. In fact, this particular art style where it's like a normal, maybe Moe-ish design, and then it's like straight up realistic feet. No, it's really, it's perfect. It's perfectly off-putting. But that's why I used it as a thumbnail. It's cognitive assault. It's anti-tubing. There's no point in getting into it if you don't get it. But suffice it to say, anyone that clicked on that video, let alone anyone who actually ends up watching it, makes me laugh so fucking hard. I'm constantly emailing brand managers and telling them to watch my reviews. Something about that just makes me smile. Please, I bought my son these shoes and he made this YouTube video. Oh, God. Anyways, what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, okay, I guess that's the end of the Q&A. Goodbye, everyone.